And they wheeled me down because, again, he couldn't come in just because of the protocols. So when I got in the car, and I'm in pain, being drugged up, couldn't keep my eyes open, couldn't really, I was just out of it. But I remember him calling my aunt and my mother and letting them know I picked her up, we're on the way home, let me get her settled, and then I'll give you guys an update. I remember that. What I did not know was that he had texted my aunt and my mom and asked them to not bother me for like a week. Like, just please don't reach out to her. Let her just rest. I am from New Jersey. I am from an African American family. You don't tell my black mama or my black aunt that, please don't bother her for a week. I didn't know this at the time, but I'm just interjecting that part. I'm trying to stay in the timeline, but he did apparently do that, and my aunt was like, "Why will fuck you up?" Anyway, so go home. He waits on me hand and foot. I recover. Just needed about 24 to 48 hours to just get my mind right. During this time,
there's stuff in the street.
In between when the house in Douglasville fell through, we had not talked about a house. So I guess it was about a week later after the DNC.
We are reacting to this lady's TikTok. Oh my gosh.
Do you want to start looking for a house again? I have hiccups, y'all. Do you want to start looking for a house again? Because of what happened with the house in Douglasville, I felt like I was smarter this time to say, I want to be involved in every aspect, because I don't know what the fuck happened with that house in Douglasville. But what I do know is that he lied to me. I didn't know then what I know now. I just knew he lied about I knew he lied about being under contract. So I told him, I said, I don't want to work with your friend who I've never met, never talked to. I know that he has talked to him because he's talked to him in front of me. And I'm going to demonstrate on one of the videos how he used to do his phone calls.
Don't worry. This is a whole conspiracy
theory. We found a new real estate agent. Really nice guy. His name was Scott. I am using his real name. Really nice guy. And we told him what the budget was. And Scott was like, okay, when you guys are ready, we can start looking at houses. Try to look for houses that are empty because you can actually tour those. If it's a house where someone's already living in there, chances are it's going to be a virtual tour because of COVID. So I found a house that I absolutely, in total, we must have looked at about 15 houses. But I found a house in Smyrna that I absolutely loved. We toured the house. Everything about this house was perfect. The house was listed for $699,000. It was a brand new construction build. The only issue was that the basement was not finished, and he wanted the basement to be his man cave. Again, I went with him to tour this house, so this was already feeling very different than the situation in Douglasville, because we did not actually tour the Douglasville house. We only did a FaceTime virtual tour. This house in Smyrna, we toured. We toured this house more than once, and it was gorgeous, fucking gorgeous. So we talked about it. He said that he had the money. Again, the price was $699. He said he felt comfortable putting in an all-cash offer. If you remember on the videos before, he told me he had money in his savings from when he played football.
Good morning.
So when he said an all-cash offer, even I knew you got that kind of money. Like, where you can cut a cashier's check for $699,000, and he told me he did. He had money in savings from when he played football, and he was very comfortable paying all cash for this home. So the real estate agent, Scott, sent over the paperwork. The paperwork was sent in both of our names. It was sent to my email. That was another thing that I changed after Douglas. Everything gets sent to me, and then I will be sure that he signs it. So he sent it to me. I looked over the offer. We were going to put in an all cash, full price offer with a request to have the basement finished. Also, we were requesting for the seller to give us an answer within 24 hours. We were requesting a quick closing. These are just some of the things I remember. I remember 24 hours, like I didn't want to wait on, y'all think about it. 24 hours, let us know if you're accepting the offer or not. And then also a quick closing because it was a new construction. So we didn't have to wait for the current tenant to move out. We didn't have to do that. So
24 hours,
I
full
watched.
Price. Hi, Malasha. How do you say your name?
As he pulled it up, because it was a electronic document, he signed his name to the offer for $699,000 cash. He requested again, the seller let us know in 24 hours if they were accepting the offer. So we submitted the offer at around 6 p.m. We were requesting that by 6 p.m. the next day, they let us know if the offer was accepted or not. I watched him sign the offer. I sent the offer back to Scott from my email.
Okay.
All parties had signed.
Have y'all seen this on TikTok yet?
Scott texted us and said, I got it. I'm submitting it. I will let you know what they say. Let's go into part 7. Sorry. Okay, so I just want to clear up some things that I realized.
I don't need to clear up anything. There we go. Next part.
Alright, part 8 of Who the Fuck Did I Marry? So we submitted an offer on the house in Smyrna. I sent it over to Scott.
I know it's been a while since we had a little morning chat.
Next day comes.
I got a new
Scott
car, so I don't know.
asks if we can take a phone
I don't have anywhere to prop my phone up
So
anymore.
he calls us and tells us that the offer was not accepted and the builder did not do a counter offer. We don't exactly know why. We don't exactly know why he didn't accept it, but the bottom line is that we figured out later on that he didn't want to finish the basement. So the offer was not accepted. The house fell through. I was okay with that because, again, I knew he had put in an offer. So we continued looking at other houses. We found another house in Smyrna that he really liked. I thought that it was way too big for just the two of us. And so the price of this home was much higher than the $750,000 that Chase had approved for the mortgage.
Why would you do that?
So,
good morning, thank you.
To do the $750,000 mortgage, and he was also willing to put a significant amount of the money in savings on the house, which meant that he was now comfortable going from $750,000 up to about $900,000. Again, his whole explanation was, I have the money where I can put down a substantial down payment, bring down the price of the home, and then basically mortgage the rest of it. So that was now the plan. I was not comfortable with a home of $900,000. But again, keep in mind, I saw the Chase paperwork. So I was like, I just feel more comfortable sticking at the $750,000 mark. That's what you approved for. Let's go with that. By this point, this is now fall of 2020. We had been talking about marriage. I had my ring. He had made VP at the company.
All right.
And again, he was calling me every I need to kind of explain how the company was ran, because when you think VP, you would think he would be in an office. It was a condiment company, so they actually were producing the condiments, and I'm not saying the name of the company on purpose, but they were producing the condiments.
Tell me the name.
In this particular plant location.
What is this Honda?
So a lot of times, he would simply tell me that he walked the floor, checking in with his subordinates, basically. Now, how did he go to work?
What are you talking about?
For the most part, at this
I'm not going to hit you. I know
he
that.
Left before I woke up.
Oh, you could never hit me, my boy.
Pretty much, he wore dress pants, kind of like a dark navy blue cargo pant, and he had a polo shirt with the company logo on it. What I saw a lot of times is that he would not wear the polo shirt to work. He would wear like a company t-shirt. He would wear rubber sole shoes and the navy blue cargo pants. I didn't think it was a uniform, but it reminded me of what someone would wear when I worked at Amazon, if you're going to be doing manual labor. He didn't go to work sloppy looking at all, but it definitely was not suit and tie.
Yeah, let's say VP though.
Nowhere near suit and tie.
Not wearing no cargo pants to work.
It is fair to note that outside of work, he was a man who he loved to dress. He loved to wear the latest Jordans. He loved to collect watches. He collected a lot of Invicta watches. He loved to collect hats. He wore hats, baseball caps everywhere because he didn't like the shape of his head. So in terms of how he dressed casually, the man, he could dress. In terms of how he dressed for work, he didn't dress like a VP. But his excuse was, I'm constantly walking the production floor, and I can't be in a suit and tie walking the production floor where they're creating the condiments that we're selling. So by this point, again, this is fall. We're still looking at houses. We're still touring houses as much as we can because it is COVID. We had found another house that we really liked, and a house that I really truly wanted to put an offer in on. This was now going to be the second house that we put an offer on. He put in the asking price, I believe, was about $700,000, under asking an offer for about $650,000. I'm guessing, but I'll try to find the house and put it on this and put it on the story. The reason that house fell through, we found out that the home was sitting on a septic tank.
Whoa.
We found out that the septic tank had an issue, and it would have taken about $15,000 to $20,000 to fix the septic tank. The sellers were not willing to fix the septic tank. Personally, I didn't really care for the house that much. I'm the one who was like, I don't really want it. So even though we put an offer in, we had 24 hours where we could pull our offer back. And so we did. Once we found out, I believe it was in the disclosure. And if you're a realtor, please feel free to tell me if I'm using the wrong terminology. But I believe it was in the disclosure that they told us the septic tank needs to be replaced. That's when I was like, nah, I don't want that house. So we pulled out. The house fell through, and so I was fine with it because, again, I was heavily involved. I saw him sign the offer. I knew every step of what was going on. Our real estate agent, Scott, was amazing, but you will see when I get to it where he made a mistake as a real estate agent. So house number 2 fell through. We then moved on, saw a few more houses, and then we get to house number 3. I'm going to pause talking about the houses because now I need to introduce what happened with the cars.
Okay.
Stay tuned. All right. Part 9 of Who the Fuck Did I Marry? So we're pausing on the house stuff. Let me tell you about the car. So when I met my ex-husband, I was driving a 2012 Nissan Rogue, fully loaded, had quite a few miles on it, but it got me from A to B. It was in good condition, but I was upside down in the car. He was driving a 2018 Ford Taurus, sport mode. I know he had a sport mode on the car, and I love driving that car.
What is a Taurus?
When he told me how he was a regional
Is that a sedan?
manager, he told me that one of the perks that came with the job was that he would be getting a company car.
What's a Ford Taurus, y'all? What kind of car? I need to look that up. Y'all not American.
We spent time going to Range Rover of South Atlanta.
Because Ford Taurus that's remind me of a police car.
Jaguar. We spent time going to BMW. We spent time going to Ford, which was on Mount Zion in Morrow, if you all are familiar with that area. Yep. He test drove
BMW
a whole lot of cars.
Okay.
In the end, he decided on a BMW sedan. I was there when he test drove the car. I got in the car with him. I loved it.
Have y'all seen this yet?
He explained to the salesperson, I'm getting a company car. I need to get a printout of the full price of the car, tax, tag, and title.
Have y'all seen this?
What my company is going to do is wire over the money for the car. The salesperson was like, okay, apparently that happens a lot. So he gave him a printout with the tax, tag, and title for the car. In front of me and the salesperson, he called the person in the finance department for his job. Obviously, I have no idea what this person's name is. But he called the person, he explained to them, this is the amount of money. He said the president of the company, so-and-so, has authorized for him to get a car, not spending more than, I think, $90,000 tax, tag, and title.
That's a nice-ass car. Boy, I'll go get me an M2 car so fast.
And so I remember this conversation so fucking vividly.
Or a new Tesla.
So he's on the phone in front. I'm sitting down. The salesperson sitting down at their desk, and he's like, they put me on hold. And so he's like, I guess the person comes back, and he says, the price of the car is blah blah blah. He was like, give me a second, and I can send you a picture of that printout that shows tax, tag, and title for the BMW. He gets off the phone. He takes a picture of it. He sends it to whoever. He waits about 10 minutes. He calls the person back. He says, did you get it? Apparently the person did get it. But the person who can actually physically do the wire transfer had gone home for the day. So what he says to the BMW salesperson, he's like, okay, we're going to have to do this tomorrow because so-and-so went home for the day. I don't know who the salesperson is. I can only tell you from my viewpoint what I thought. I had no reason to think this was a lie. I really didn't. Because again, you got to please keep in mind the circumstances that all of this is happening. We're inside the dealership. We're sitting at the desk of this person. He gave us the printout. He's on the phone, doing business, basically saying, look, this is how much money the car is going to cost. He's taking a picture of it. He seemingly is texting someone saying this is how much, this is proof of how much it is. Then he asked the BMW salesperson, I need your wire transfer information. The guy got up, rushed over to, I guess, their finance area to get the bank wire information, because obviously you have to wire it a certain kind of way. Rushes back over, gives it to my ex-husband. My ex-husband's like, okay, first
the fact that you are all the way married to this man,
get this wired over, and then I'll come and pick up the car. My fiance, will drive me up here to pick up the car. So we leave. He felt like, because at the time that this all happened, I was pregnant. So he felt like, look, we're about to have a baby. I don't want you driving that Nissan Rogue. I want to get you something. I want to get you something more secure, something new. I really wanted a Kia. I really wanted a Kia Telluride. And he was like, well, let's look at the warranty. This man knew a lot about cars. He knew a lot about the warranty. He knew a lot about the depreciation value, and so he did talk to me a lot about what will we get the most for our money. We test drove. When I say
Good morning.
I test drove a Kia Telluride.
This lady. I mean, she put it on TikTok, so I guess it's not really much of a difference between me watching it on YouTube and her explaining to everybody on TikTok how she got scammed. Or she don't know who she married or whatever. Ooh, I lost my AirPods, y'all. I got the charger back, okay. Ooh. One thing I hate about having a frunk from the Tesla. No, I'm listening to a TikTok. This lady's explaining how she got scammed in her marriage or something. I don't know. I gotta finish watching it. It's like 50 parts long. It is time consuming. It's gonna take hours to get through all these parts. Man, it's chilly this morning. Let's see your chilly. You know, white cars with chrome don't look that bad. Blackout package is cool, but I'm not mad at a white car with chrome on the side. White and chrome. Black interior. The white stitching. Not too shabby. There we go. Work. What's up? I got bad news. With this guy. We back. How was y'all's weekend? Did y'all have a good weekend? We might get off I'm crying. Faxi Lux. Good morning. Thanks. Thanks, Mez. Y'all funny as hell. Good to know, because I look a mess. Did I change that password too? Is that right? That is. Update. Oh, today gonna be action packed. doors open so early? Ooh, I can't wait to be off tomorrow, y'all. Call you for what? Hold on, y'all. Gotta go up customer. Let's see which one is open. I want to. This one. I'm back. I'm 26. No, I'm a service advisor. My hair's sticking up. Jeez Louise. Gremlin, what's up? He's like, I just got here. I'm confused. Oh my goodness. Okay, back to the story, y'all. We gotta keep up. We gotta keep up with the story on TikTok. It's getting crazy.
He didn't like either of those. He had me test drive a Ford Explorer. He didn't really care for that. Then came time where he really wanted me to get a BMW. He really wanted me to get a BMW X5.
X5 is crazy.
He took me to Global BMW Imports, which, if you know anything about Atlanta, it's off of Cobb Parkway, but you can see it off the highway. 285 is where you can see the Global Imports BMW dealership. He took me there. He had me test drive an X5, an X6. He also had me test
Kind of accurate you got. Where you at?
I think I'm gonna get the numbers wrong. A 525, which was a sedan. I did not like that. I wanted an SUV.
525. That's no good.
I loved driving the BMW. He also had me drive an M series, test drive an M series. So he was very adamant that I should get a BMW. The reason being is because, according to him, he had a BMW in California when he lived in San Diego. He had a BMW that he loved. It was a white BMW. He showed me pictures of the BMW. So he showed me pictures of this white BMW that he had, and unfortunately, the car got totaled about 2 months before he moved to Georgia.
That's what I put in. I mean, if you live in Georgia, I can, but I can't really help you out of state. Nor am I a mechanic. Nor does help equate to free. Right. I don't even know what I did with all that paperwork on Saturday. Hey, this printer is so slow. Hurry up. Be right back. Another customer. Mondays are busy in the morning. What's your religion is crazy.
So
I am a Christian. Believe in my Lord and Savior, Big JC. Forgot to get the VIN number. Tweet it. You're silly. All right, now I'm back for real. Not doing that.
Money to get another car, and he used it to get the Ford Taurus because he was like, I just need a car that's going to get me from A to B until I get into a house and I'm much more settled. For him, he was like, I'm really giving myself 60 days to get settled here in Georgia.
This man's story don't
after
make
moving
sense.
from California, but then he met me. Again, that's the story. So he had me test drive the BMW. So much so, I loved the BMW. Loved it. I wanted a dark blue BMW with cognac interior. I wanted an X5, and I wanted an M Series. So I can clearly tell y'all
M Series.
That's exactly the car I wanted. We were online looking for that particular car because not every dealership had it. I was okay with a black BMW if needed. But I really wanted dark blue, and I really wanted that cognac colored interior. So he felt like, I want you to consider all of a sudden an Audi Q8. Let's just see how you like it. If you don't really like it, then we will go back to the BMW. I cannot tell you why he switched up. I can't. But I can tell you he took me to an Audi dealership on Peachtree Industrial.
Oh, that's right.
He test drove an Audi, and I test drove an Audi Q8. I loved the Q8. Loved it. But I was tired of test driving cars. By this point, I had test driven so many cars. Our weekends were spent either looking at a house or test driving cars. And I was picky, I will admit that. So he had me test drive the Q8. I really liked it. I finally just told him, look, I'm good with either BMW or the Audi. Because I'm tired of test driving cars. He told my family he was buying me a new car because, keep in mind, not keep in mind, let me let y'all know. He had met my family initially on Zoom. Because again, we were locked down. He had met my family.
Zoom is crazy. A Zoom meet the
family. He also had met my family in person because at this point, it was like, look, if you're not showing any symptoms, maybe we can do family dinner. And so we had. So he had met my family in person. And now we will go ahead and move towards part 10 of this series.
I am ashy.
Okay, part 10. Who the fuck did I marry? Had to sneeze. All right, so at this point, I had test driven all these cars. Kias, hell, he even had me test drive a Nissan Murano, but the main two were BMW and an Audi. He had told my grandfather he was getting me a car. He had told my aunt he was getting me a car. That he was going to, he was like, she's going to be my wife. I want her to be something secure. So my family was really like, wow, wow. Who knew that he had this kind of money?
Not anger. We're gonna hide that. That's not nice. This is you're in timeout. This is a safe space for people. You're allowed to be whatever religion you want. We're not gonna throw angry faces because people aren't the religion you want them to be. That's not nice. Thank you. That's allowed. I'm not knocking your religion. You're allowed to praise whoever you want. Don't knock mine though. Good morning. Oh, here's the key to that car. Because I got locked out, so I had to take it home. This is...
Morning, son. Morning, Mike. What are you doing?
Jerking off.
Yeah, what's up with that TLA?
Been a class day plan.
Go give me a water. Starting my day. No. What's your problem, bro? we'll take them. I gotta come back to make my oatmeal. I forgot my oatmeal packet in my office.
And so I hated the fact that he did that because anytime he got around my family, here's another red flag to put in the United Nations of red flags. He would always talk about money.
United
He
Nations
would
of
always
red
brag.
flags.
I never realized it in real time. I didn't realize it until
I had
was
headphones
having
here
a
the whole time?
situation.
That's crazy.
He always bragged about the fact that he could fight, the fact that he had money, and the fact that he played football. Those are the three things he always bragged about. Back to the cars. So I told him, I was like, pick one between the BMW and the Audi. Because you said you're buying it. So pick one. So this man chose the Audi. So he takes me to the dealership. I wanted a white Q8. He does give me the printout of how much it's going to cost, tax, tag, and title to get this Q8. Gentleman who's helping us gives him the printout.
I lost my freaking
He's saying he's going
AirPods.
to pay this money
I got new AirPods.
for the car out of the savings account that's offshore. That's the story. That's what he's saying. So he apparently is asking the guy, is there a holding fee? Can I pay a holding fee to secure this car while I'm working to get the money transferred? Because obviously with COVID, it's going to take long for the banks to transfer the money. Side note, I need everyone to understand, one of the reasons why he was able to get away with the stuff he got away with is because we were on lockdown. It's crazy because it's now 2024, but I don't know, do we all remember how it seemed like a lot of stuff stopped in 2020 now? Keep in mind, that's not an excuse I'm making because shit still got done. But in terms of business as usual just was not happening in 2020 at this time. So when he's saying, it's going to take a while for the bank to transfer the money, the gentleman who was working at Audi he didn't make a face, he didn't blink. He was like, I know it's going to take a while because of COVID. So basically what ends up happening is we leave, he has the printout, he calls the bank or he calls his financial advisor, who does have a name. The financial advisor's name is Eric. I feel comfortable using certain people's names, especially if we find out they didn't exist. So he calls Eric. He tells Eric in front of me. I need to transfer.
I gotta drop that in this basket.
$72,526, whatever the amount was. Because I'm buying a car for my fiance. This is the bank account information. Do you need me to give it to you over the phone, or do you need me to email it to you? Pause. I can't hear what the person's saying, but that's what he would do. Do you need me to give it to you over the phone, or can I email it to you? Okay. All right, give me a few minutes, and I'll go ahead and email it to you. All right, let me know. I'll call you back to find out if you received it. Okay.
Getting crazy. Let's go put some hot water in my oatmeal. Get it cooking up in here. Are you starting or finishing?
Yeah.
Can I just get some hot water first?
Hot water.
Yeah. Just need a little bit of hot water.
Yep.
Here.
But so
Talk to the president today.
you know what I'm saying? She's like, no.
Yeah,
So-
but I'm taking 3
Thank you,
weeks
sir.
vacation.
How you doing? How are you? Hi. Where's Alex? I don't know. I haven't seen him yet.
No. There was somebody back. I just wasn't sure if he was bent over or something. I was gonna go ask him a question.
Oh, no. He's not back there. No. He might even be in the restaurant. Good morning, y'all. It's loud in here. My bad. My bad, y'all. It was loud over there next to that thing. What is this? What is this? Oh, gotta get a temp tag.
I mean, they should get the used car tag for now.
Like, my temp tag, like, there's nothing there?
Nothing.
Damn, that shit had to come off while I was driving.
So like if
Excuse me? Sorry.
if the techs send an MPI request over to Parks, right?
Doo-doo-doo-doo. My tag and fell off my car. I need to make sure I have no AirPods in here. I know. I hope that waitress ain't steal mine. Stealing my freaking, what's the name? It's crazy. My AirPods. I didn't mean to save that.
I send it directly to the customer. I flag it in multi-point that I send it to the customer, and all you guys do is review it.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Again, a lot of times, because the customer can actually approve the work LoveKerra approved, and then all you do is look at the MPI, see what they approved, and defer. Anything they approved, you just add the line to the repair order. and they deferred, of course, you don't add the light.
Sorry again.
And then you'll change the flag to Rex approved. There's one in there that says one or more recommendations approved. And then that way the tech will see it and parts.
Man, my tag done flew off the car while I was driving. Gotta go check. Got no tag. Morning, Mo.